Murray Heasman is a master craftsman who came to Ireland from England over 10 years ago. He came not only to bring up his children in a safer environment, but to practice his craft and continue his love of all things Celtic. He has made kitchens, four-poster beds, and even the doors for Jeremy Irons' castle. Throughout all this work runs a common thread, that of Celtic knotwork, and this obsession has now led on to a totally new, unique and thriving venture.
Tara is a two-player territory game that is played on a board with ring forts and Celtic knots. When you, throughout the progress of the game, build ring forts together, you put a bridge over them, and this creates the Celtic knotwork that is typical of the game and makes it so beautiful at the end.
But how did an Englishman with no discernible Irish roots get such a graw for knotwork?
I was always interested in music, and I played a Neapolitan mandolin. A friend of mine suggested I buy this electric mandolin. I couldn't find short guitar straps, so I started carving my own out of leather and developed this way of making a guitar strap with Celtic knotwork. One day I got a call from a guy called Jimmy Page out of Zeppelin. And he said, "Love your straps, come up to rehearsal studios." That was really a seminal moment. I realised that there was something in this Celtic knotwork, and that really led on to all these things that you see now.
But where did the idea for Tara as a game come from?
The Hill of Tara was the inspiration behind the whole game. When I was up there, I noticed these two conjoined ring forts, and I just imagined the bridge between it, which worked really well. This was the key to developing the game as it now stands. My wife found me next morning cutting up pieces of cardboard all day, and she thought, that's another crackpot idea, basically. But I stuck at it, and whilst developing the game, we were playtesting with some friends of mine, and they said they knew someone who invented games, and I gave this guy a ring, and he turned out to be the marketing man behind the Rubik's Cube.
So, not such a crackpot idea after all. For what started out as a one-man operation cutting up bits of cardboard in his basement has now become a multinational venture, with Tara being mass-produced in China and new games and now puzzles in the making. All of these still exhibit their Celtic roots, with many being illustrated by one of Ireland's foremost Celtic artists, Rachel Arbuckle.
My dream was to be able to create big designs that were going to be reproduced as real artworks. When I met Murray, then that was the idea that we came up with. I really wanted to produce big images, and we thought jigsaws is the perfect way to get them onto the market. I like putting details in my paintings, and I like, even for example, this painting is not terribly Celtic in the sense of, you know, the Book of Kells and all those little knotworks and whatever. But I like to put the same amount of detail into a painting like this, where you have, you know, little ants just crawling up the knotwork here, or you have a few little caterpillars, or a little wasp that creates the galls on the oak tree. I put in all these details because although they're not Celtic knotwork, it creates a similar feeling of the amount of detail that the Celts did use in their paintings. It also works very well for that reason on jigsaw puzzles, because you have, as you're looking at little pieces, you find lots of little details that you wouldn't have seen looking at the overall painting.
We are selling thousands of games. We're on the 3rd edition of Tara, exporting to the States, Europe. The puzzles are going worldwide, same places. We have a contract with Barnes & Noble. It's really exciting.